Welcome to a little corner of consciousness, where we embark on this journey of consciousness expansion together, one coherent step at a time. On a little corner of consciousness, we explore coherence, expansion, and frequency as we move deeper into our wholeness together. I'm your host, Stephanie Ablett. Welcome to the show. Welcome to a little corner of consciousness. I'm your host, Stephanie Ablett, and today I want to dive right in and tell you about the most incredible experiences I have ever had. And it involves merging with God. And I know God is a loaded term, and there are a lot of different perspectives on what that term means. But here is what I mean when I use the term. God is everything. God is the totality. God is not a person. God is not full of judgment. God does not shame you or judge you or punish you or even test you. God is just the all-prevailing presence that is in everything. It is the backbone, the background, the essence in everything and everyone. It is enlightenment. It is what we perceive when we are in the presence of wholeness, in the presence of total love. And so this year, in late March, I had an experience of merging with God completely, and it was insane. It was so profound. It was so overwhelming. It was so mind-blowing that I did not feel like I had landed back in my body for a month. I was expanded. I was not grounded. I was not in my body for about a month. And what happened with the actual experience, how it happened, was that I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation, Changing Boxes. And if you haven't experienced this meditation, I highly recommend it. I have used it for about, I would say, 7 years, sometimes listening to it every single day for months on end. And it is what it says. You literally change the box of your reality. And it has so many pathways to profound experiences within it. You can use that meditation in so many different ways. You can take it to so many different levels. And for me, it has been the most powerful meditation I have ever used, because it has been the catalyst for so many massive transformations within myself, to the most immaculate experience I have had to date. And the key moment in this meditation is when you merge with wholeness, or you merge with oneness. And this can be deciphered in so many different ways and so many different levels. So you can merge with oneness just by feeling into your heart, and that is your experience of merging with oneness. You can merge with oneness, and you can step through a portal and move into a full body experience of what oneness is. What I did, and how I've used it in the past, is to see myself going through a sort of membrane into a new dimension that was oneness. And every time that I did it, I was moved into a whole body experience as frequency, that I actually, through going through that membrane, I actually stepped into a new frequency of oneness, and my whole body resonated at the frequency of oneness. And in that experience, I was then able to do so many different things that I would take the rest of that meditation and I would connect with my higher self. I would create new potentials, like through the rest of Dr. Joe's work. I would send out signals to expand my reach or to create new realities, or, like the possibilities are endless for what you do with that meditation. But my point was that through merging with oneness, it was part of this journey to merging with God. And so on this particular day, I went through the membrane, I merged with oneness, and when I was on the other side of it, when I was in the dimension of what I perceive as oneness, I then saw this light. I saw this sort of loosely circular portal that I knew was my connection to God. And so I went into it and I declared that I was merging my consciousness with the consciousness of God. And I went through this portal of light and I merged with God. My whole body lit up with light. I saw myself going through this portal of light, and it was entirely all encompassing. And I just experienced. I moved into a completely different state of consciousness and awareness and was just experiencing the allness and the totality of what God really is. And words are just so limited because the experience is so profound. There are no words to express the immaculate experience of what it is to merge with God. And as part of what Dr. Joe moves you through is to then take your body and bring your body to your consciousness to merge them together, so that you are bringing your physical experience into what you're creating through the Changing Boxes experience. So what I did was I saw my body then come through this portal into merging with God, and that is when I lost all body awareness and I was just everything. I completely could not decipher where my body was. My entire consciousness melted. And I had no awareness of anything but everything all at once. And it was just pure bliss, pure gratitude, pure divine love. And I had no idea what I was walking into. I had no idea how it was all going to unfold from there. I shifted everything that day. That experience changed everything. And from there, I decided that I was going to do that for 40 days. And every day through the 40 days, it changed slightly. My perception of it kept expanding. And as I went through the portal into light, it was like I went into this new dimension of golden totality. It was just so vibrant and golden in my perception. And, I had all these different experiences of allowing my body to change, allowing any illness that I felt might be present in my body to melt away, to be given to God. I continued to hand over everything that I was holding. I was unraveling, unzipping, undoing giving and handing over everything that I was ready to let go of, because I was ready to stop identifying as this personality, as this person, Stephanie Ablett, and I was willing to step into more. I was willing to really dive into this journey of consciousness. And so it kept shifting. Every time I would do it over these 40 days, it kept shifting into something different, and it kept deepening. And it kept becoming easier to connect with God. It went from listening to this meditation, going through this membrane into the dimension of oneness, and then connecting with God. That's a lot of steps. And so it went from that to where I am now. I literally just say, "Good morning, God," and it is there. And it is me. And it is wholeness within me in the totality of the all. It just is. And I share this just to share the experience, because I didn't tell anyone except for maybe one person. And it deserves to be heard. And it deserves to inspire you to seek something similar for yourself, to give yourself the opportunity to actually experience who and what you are. Because you're not just an identity, you're not just a personality, you're not just a person, you're not even just perception perceiving itself in this life. You are an eternal substance, you are an eternal essence, you are eternal energy that is dancing through this consciousness expansion. God was the all and decided to move from, let's say, 0 point. I don't really know the details of this kind of stuff. I'm just going to talk. But God went from this sort of 0-dimensional space where it just was, and decided that it wanted to expand itself into creation and begin to explore and experience itself as everything that could possibly be. And so here we are, expanding in consciousness, becoming conscious of everything that is, moving through different lives, different experiences, being trees, being flowers, being dogs, being squirrels, being butterflies, being humans, being everything that we can to experience everything that is. And that's a lot. That was a lot to unfold. But life just has so much to share with you. And when you decide to merge with the totality of all that you are, you begin to understand just how immaculate everything really is. And there is this stability in stillness, this stability in peace, this stability in understanding, stability in coherence that happens when you decide to know it, to connect with it, to merge with it, to become it, to remember that you are it. Because it's not even becoming it or merging with it. These are just different levels of perception. And they begin to melt away as you remember that there is no distinction, there is no disconnection, there is no difference. It's all it. It is all one. It is all consciousness. It is all God. So if you haven't experienced Changing Boxes by Dr. Joe Dispenza, I highly recommend that you go to his website and download it now and just explore. Let him guide you and see where it takes you. And just fair warning that you can, if you choose to, change boxes, change your reality entirely, change and shift your life entirely. So if you're open and ready for that challenge, for that exciting exploration, then go get yourself a copy. Or just sit in stillness and invite yourself into an experience of God, into an experience of oneness, into an experience of however you connect with the essence of everything, however you perceive and label the totality. It does not have to be the term God. God just seems to fit from my point of view. I have let go of the underlying density of that term to just honor it as a term to decipher the totality of the all. And you can just even call it the all. It is everything. This is really the precipice of the shift in our consciousness, where we really, really understand ourselves as divine, ourselves as specific segments almost of the totality of the all. That each life is just a different perspective of the same thing, that we perceive ourselves as this human with a human mind and consciousness, but really we are just an illusion and a perception from which God views itself. And when you lean into that and lean into the joy and the fun and the curiosity of what that means and what that can present for you in this life, life becomes something completely different. Life changes. You change. Meaning changes. And every day can become this miraculous unfolding. So, yeah, let me know how you experience this for yourself. Let me know your own mergings with God. Let me know your own experiences, your own questions, your own curiosity about this experience. And yeah, I would love to hear from you, whether that's on my Instagram, that's at Stephanie Ablett, or you can email me. I can put my email details somewhere. And yeah, connect. Let me know. I would love to hear your experience. Thank you again for this co-creation. Thank you for listening and being curious enough to listen to this whole transmission. And thank you for co-creating this space where I get to share my deepest life experiences with you, and to let this whole journey continue to unfold in the most miraculous way for all of us. Thank you. I'm sending you so much love. I will see you in the next episode. Hello, lovely listeners. Thank you so much for giving your time and energy to this episode of A Little Corner of Consciousness. Now that you have received this transmission, give yourself time to ground it in. Allow it to land in your body and to move through your body. Let the energy move through your centers to your root and down into the earth. Bring it all the way down into the center of the earth, and let the transmission become grounded, rooted, and embodied. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share. Please leave a review. Please download, follow the show. Help me to reach more individuals. And if you'd like to learn more about my work, visit stephanieablett.com. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time.